oh my God, I almost missed this. I got so excited about things and I was doing stuff. And I go, oh my God, it's time for the live show. Today, it's Friday, which is fun day. I want to create something here, and please join me, and we'll talk about things. And it says join Ray live right there. I've been creating these little clips, and I've been putting them out every single day with these wonderful little nuggets of wisdom, and it's really helped me out. So many different people have connected with me doing this. That it's been I use Opus Clip. I do have an affiliate link. If you enjoy it, we'll do that. But put comments in there. We'll talk about it. Anything you want. One of the four different things that they look for. Do you have a hook? Is something so engaging that just grabs in there? When was the last time you had a chance to change the world? Well, guess what? Today you do. Any kind of hook that just brings people in and gets them excited. Are you engaging? Is there connection involved? Can it look like you're interested in the audience? Are you being charismatic through the little green dot as you do that? That's another thing that they look at. The other thing that I have is one of these. What's the flow? Is it smooth? Is everything going from one thing to the next? Sure, it is, and most people are able to do that. The key is really the trend, and that's one that I have trouble getting. They grade it. They have A, B, C, and D. And the trend is usually a B. And I don't know if it's like, I wrote an article one time and I put it out, I think it was on medium.com. And I put it out and I think 4 or 5 people read it. And then I redid it. And all I did was change the headline with it because I was talking about things that good speakers do that create interest. And there were different things like creating characters with great names and interesting names and different things in there. And I rebranded it with the 5 things that Donald Trump does well as a speaker. So yes, there are things he does well as a speaker. And when I did that, it got like 4,000 or 5,000 views versus the 5 that I got when I just talked about 5 great things that speakers do. So what is the trend that you could hook onto? Tomorrow I'm speaking in a Toastmasters leadership group. And one of the things that we'll talk about is, oh my gosh, the average age of the Toastmasters in the region I'm in is 55 years old. Toastmasters has to get younger, and it has to do so quickly because 5 years ago, there was 100,000 more Toastmasters than there are today. Is that all? Is it all the pandemic, or what else has happened? Is the branding there? They have a 100-year-old brand. People will fall into there because they know it's a transformational group that works with people and it changes people's lives that have communication conundrums. What have they lost in the last 5 years? Is it strictly the fact that we went on to the Zoom? There's a lot of people that when they came onto Zoom, they didn't understand how to be charismatic through the little green dot. And that's one of the things that I think is so important. You can be just as impactful through that little green dot. Several things are missing though when you do that. These hands, it sounds like a song. These eyes, these hands, do. But your hands are very, very, very telling of your speech, and people trust your hands. They like to see your hands to see nothing in them, and show me your hands. And when people surrender, but it builds trust. It's a lot more fun. Hey, Kitty's out there. Good to see you out there, Kitty. Kitty Oki. I know who she is, but I love that name. these are things that by doing this, you have this range of face, right? And one of my favorite phrases of all came from David Newman. He goes, "Big head, little voice," and using that allows you to get through to your audience. They think if people yell at other people, then they get it. But no, if you drop down your voice and bring your head in closer, it's as if I'm telling you a secret. I'm in your living room right now. Your cat is eating something he shouldn't be. Go save them, right? And these little tips, these little transformations, these things that people do to get attention and to connect. That's really it is. It's the connection and the engagement with people. Those are things that people have lost with this little camera that's right in front of them. And uh, the eye contact on Zoom is another thing. If you and I sat at a happy hour or a cup of coffee, we are across the table from each other, but we wouldn't look at each other as much as I'm looking at you through this video. And because we are present with each other, we're gathering in the everything that's in our arena, and we're looking at it, and we're people watching. We're doing those kind of things, but we never leave the presence of people. Well, that goes away over Zoom. So you have to make eye contact. And one of the key things, because nobody really likes to have to stare to somebody, so people will turn their video off and do all kinds of things. Because in their lives, if I stared at you this much and we were across from each other, it would creep you out. But here, it's like TV. You've got to make eye contact. And I think Yakov Smirnoff has a joke about that from years ago. America, what a country. In America, everybody watches TV. In Russia, TV watches you. And that's what we experienced through in the pandemic and doing all these Zoom call after Zoom call, or after whatever brand you use. But that's the brand I'm using StreamYard right now. And I have an affiliate link for that. So all these things are out there. So come on in if you like. We're just talking about anything. There's a great thing that I saw on I forget even where it was, but this guy was doing it. And I think it'd be something to be fantastic to do at a meeting, at a club, any kind of organization that you have, be it a Rotary Club, be it a Toastmasters Club. It would be fantastic for Toastmasters. It would be fun in NSA, but it's telling 29-second stories. Can you tell a story, a beginning, a middle, and end in 29 seconds? And you have to have it hit 20 seconds, and you can't go over 29. And when I saw this done, the person who was doing it, he gave him a topic, and mine was the worst boss ever. And you had to create a story that showed the worst boss ever in 29 seconds or less, or 20 seconds or more. And if you missed it, you just redid it. One guy got on and he went over, he went under. So he just talked slower. And sometimes if you go too fast, you got to weed out, and it teaches you to edit. It teaches you quickly to edit on the fly. It's got to make sense. It's got to do it, but it's a fantastic thing. A 29-second story. Bring it to your group, bring it to your organization. It's so much fun. It creates this, oh my God, I could tell a whole story. What can I talk about that? And you really sometimes just got to start talking. You just got to start talking and explain why there was the best or worst something ever. When I was a little kid, my mom was showing me, we were walking by the plum tree that we had. And I said, Mom, why is this plum tree flowering like this? And she said, it's because it flowers like that when somebody very special is about to have a birthday. I said, oh my God, it's my birthday coming up soon. Yeah, this tree is very special. It knows how special you are. That moment is a complete moment that shows this wonderful moment as a child, falling in love with your mother who did something special. Basically, she lied to me. and uh, but made me feel special. And I love that tree. Every single year it would flower at the same time. And I'm going, oh my God, it knows. It really, I used to sit and eat lunch in that tree. I used to do all kinds of things in that tree. But that little moment, that piece, which I told in 29 seconds, just it shows wonderful love for parent to child, right? And a child's appreciation of something a parent did years and years later. But it's a complete story. It's 29 minutes, and there it is. Now, there's no conflict, there's no cure, there's no hook, but it is something that you can grasp onto as a teachable moment and build from there. So anybody want to come in? Anyone want to put something out? I'm here for you. I'll be here another 4 minutes because I told people I'd be here for 15 minutes and rock and roll with that. Just rant and go with that. Best Buy has appliance deals we're celebrating, and they just sent me an email that said so. So I just thought I'd pass that on. What's the best ad that you've ever had? I think that you should really pay attention to the little subject lines that people send to you. If there's something that grabs you that you open from somebody you didn't know, why did you open that? And if you did, how can you take that and use it in your business and get it to go from there? For example, Target sent me the worst actual email, but the subject line was so good. It said, "Whoops, sent you the wrong email." And when I saw that, I thought, oh my God, maybe there's coupons inside, things that I'm not supposed to see, stuff that I'm supposed to, discounts that are greater than what I'm supposed to get. So I opened this thing up. It was just their regular ad. But after that, every time that I speak, the day of the speech or the day after the speaking event, I sent people that attend the event an email that says, "Whoops, forgot to tell you something." And that gets opened almost 100% of the time, because if you did a good job speaking, then your audience wants to hear that nugget you have, and they go, "Oh, what else do you have for me?" So, whoops, forgot to send you something. Whoops, forgot to tell you something. Fabulous email line that gets open. There are how you create yourself, how you create this curiosity, relevance, and specificity. In this day and age, such a short attention span. And I know my friend Mike Davis says, we don't have a short attention span. We have a content problem. Well, we have a grabbing of attention span issues. And you have to get people away from their video game and away from whatever it is they're looking at, and create this curiosity, and you do this engagement with people. Curiosity is one of the things that people will just, oh my God, tell me more. If you can create something that's curious, if it's relevant to what they do. And specificity works much better. When you're specific about something, you become an expert on it. I was standing about 27 inches away from this creature that was coming out of the sea. Well, that makes it sound like I'm right there. So I'm an expert in this whole thing. So your specificity, your relevance, your curiosity, that's what makes people want to get engaged with you, wants to get into your story and go. So that's just another little quick tip. If somebody came on here and we do that, we'd create a clip between two of us, but no, it's just going to be me today. And that's good enough, because I'll have some great clips out of this thing. I always am amazed how nobody ever references Cartman sitting in my picture right here. And it's actually looked like these stones are sitting on each other. But I look at that, and it looks like another stone is crushing Cartman's head. And so I see that all the time. That probably won't be a clip, but I'm going to make it into a clip and see what comes out of this. The beauty of these clips is they hashtag it out. And I didn't know the value of hashtags, so I started making these clips. And every day, more and more people view these clips. And I think, and it's going to different people, and different people will like it. I've set up meetings with people because they've enjoyed the clips, and somehow, I don't know what's going on with the LinkedIn algorithm. Lord knows how that works. Somebody way smarter than me figures that out. I just know that if I appear in clips and talk to people and put information out there, people connect with me, and that's where business comes from, is connection. Everything good happens through a conversation, and that's what makes life such a wonderful thing. People don't understand how to connect. there's a big difference between building rapport and having a stranger. And the thing about creating any kind of business, any kind of program, any kind of workshop is you have to go from stranger to connected very quickly. And that little instant, that moment, that instant intimacy that you can create, that familiarity of friendship, it is a fantastic thing to do. Everybody talks about how great they are at building rapport, yet no one returns their emails, nobody calls them. So when we're talking about connection, creating instant intimacy, this unbelievable connection, this familiarity that I'm your friend, I'm not a stranger. There's little steps and techniques to do it. And that's one of the things we talk in one of the pilot programs that I'm creating is quick connections, bigger, faster, easier, smarter sales. So that's about 5 or 6 things we talked about today. We'll see what clips come out. I'll put the clips on there. Thanks for watching this. If you watch this and have questions about any clips, I use Opus Clip, but put that in the chat and I will see you next time. Great being here with you. I love this time of day when I get to talk about these things. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time.